And this is for a mature audience, please, if with all due respect. This is for 21 and older, this discussion, FBI warning that some of the information that we're going to be sharing may be very hard to listen to. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. So once we get into this discussion, I'm going to limit it to a limited audience only. The courts probably don't share what I'm about to share, okay? You might hear it in witness testimony about infants who have been forced to give what we know is called slang term blowjob. Infants under the age of 2. And I'm only saying it so that those who hear this report are not taken back by it. I'd rather you know the truth so that you know how to judge this case. There are babies and infants who have been forced in that type of scenario. It's called child pornography. Child pornography is one of the worst types of crimes against society. It's one of the worst types of crimes against community, a family, and most of all, the victim. So we're touching on a topic that's should outrage you. It should have you wanting justice. And justice we will get. I don't know when or why it took this long for us to get the truth out of the story of what happened in 1985. We have been tormented by what ifs, coulda, shoulda, woulda. And I will say that my parents didn't get their day in court. And I know that for a fact. We didn't get our day in court. That's why we have the court of public opinion, because we are going to get our day in court. This happened to my family. This has happened to other families where they find out that one of their children were violated over and over again. So, why we have a platform, why we have a blog, why we're brave enough to say it like it is. In the privacy of your own home, in the privacy of going to the restaurant or going out to dinner, you enjoy a nice night out, you're not thinking about the things I'm discussing, and then you come across a news story or something, a conversation comes up about children. You would want to know that the people around you feel the same way, feel as strong as you may feel about this topic. Violence against children is one of the worst things, because we can't find a way to report it if they hide it. So what we have is a missing children epidemic, and we have children that are gone missing, and we're praying every day for answers. So when you join me as one of the granddaughters for the attorney for the Pittsburgh Police, and you have answers, or you might have some insights on this topic, it is going to be of great benefit to you and to the people around you, because you are going to be a positive aspect of this community. Our community is going to grow leaps and bounds, by the way, because I know I'm dealing with survivors, and I know I deal with victims, and I know we've walked through this, and I know what we're going through right now is imperative. This is going on right now as we speak. Children have been doing things that they think that the adult is in control. The adult is out of control. The adult offenders are out of control. So once we get information about that adult offender under Megan's law and also in Jessica's law, we can do things. Okay? Law enforcement can do things. Now that we have this information, the thing is, we have to stay with the parole board to keep the offenders in jail. See, everybody's hearing about the release of offenders. We got to stay with it. We got to be on the back end of it now. So you hear what goes on in the forefront, and then you know what goes on the back end of it. You cannot we got to hold the parole board accountable Okay, the parole board, the ones that release the offenders out on the streets again. Because this victimization has happened, and you heard the story of the young girl that was murdered by her offender after being released, and the parole board is accountable. And so would the governors, so would anyone who released those individuals from jail, okay? I'm not talking, listen, there's a big difference between going to jail for protecting your children and dealing with a sex offender that raped and almost murdered or murdered somebody. The crimes are different, okay? If somebody suggests that they're going to rape somebody, I'm going to assume that person doesn't know what they're talking about. The thing is that we know that you have to have evidence to support this case. Once it goes to court and once there's a conviction, a legitimate conviction, because it could be retried depending on the case. There could be fabrication, there could be allegations, all this stuff could be coming up right now. So that's why we got to wait through the process and see when the evidence supports what we're talking about. Here at the Court of Public Opinion, I need you to be the judge of these cases, and you got to judge fairly, not just on accusations alone. The Court of Public Opinion is a part of the Amateur Radio Network.